Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to another video blog interview of Punta Cana Wellness Series. This morning, I have the pleasure to be talking to Tim O'Hara from Rancho Mastatal in Costa Rica. Hi, Tim. How are you?
I'm well. Good morning, Soribel. Nice to talk to you.
Nice talking to you. So let's jump in immediately. Uh,
Sure.
who are you? Where the idea of this ranch came from? I mean, I am so intrigued about your concept in every sense of it. You're educational, but at the same time you're in Costa Rica, so it's like in between that I can take a vacation and learn something new. So what is this all about? Tell us a little bit.
Okay. Well, my wife and I started Rancho Mastatal in 2001. We met in the United States Peace Corps in the country of Uruguay in 1994. I have a degree in agricultural economics and straight out of college went to work for a large agribusiness company, Chiquita, and became a little bit disheartened with my life there in corporate America and was looking for some changes. Joined the Peace Corps, met my wife, and during that time worked with a small group of organic farmers, helping them with soil improvement techniques and finding markets for their products. And during that time I was introduced to the concepts of permaculture and started to develop a network of people working globally with topics related to sustainable agriculture, particularly at that point in time. I returned to the United States. I went back into the corporate world. I got a job with a large exporter of fresh fruits out of Seattle, Washington, and kind of got back into that corporate environment where, again, I was quickly disheartened once again. And after a few years doing that, my now wife, Robin, and I started to brainstorm about ideas as to what we could do with our lives to do something that was meaningful, that also allowed us to make ends meet financially. And we started looking for educational opportunities for ourselves to kind of expand our skill set. And we started looking into permaculture classes and natural building classes, and we really found that there was kind of a lack of these types of offerings in general, and that got us thinking about what we might be able to do to fill that gap. And this idea arose of a sustainability education center. We were always interested about returning to Latin America, where we had lived for a few years. We both speak Spanish fluently, and it was an idea that we were always open to. So a friend of ours told us about this small rural property in Mastatal in Costa Rica, in El Cantón de Puriscal. And we went down and saw the property and really fell in love with the area and came back and started to put together some financing so that we could purchase the property and start to put into action the ideas that we had started to think about revolving around a sustainability education center, or a place that offered the type of education that we had been looking for, a place where we could go and learn about agroforestry, growing food in the tropics, wilderness medicine in tropical settings, natural building, permaculture, community development, education, conservation. And we've kind of brought that all together into one space, which is in this small community named Mastatal, and we've been there, for almost 20 years now.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2001. That's incredible. And let me ask you this concept that you're talking about. I mean, you bring people go to you guys, and it's a program that they decide to take. Is it in the individual classes? Is it that I'm gonna go and just learn everything? How does it work?
Yeah, it's all of the above. We have a large array of educational offerings. The longest term offering that we have is a year-long apprenticeship. So we have 7 apprentices that live with us for an entire year and go through our full educational programming that includes training in natural building, fermentation, food processing, agroforestry, furniture building, as well as a host of other topics. So that's kind of the longest option that we have. We also have a 2-month internship, which is basically just kind of an abridged version of our apprenticeship. It's actually part of the apprenticeship as well, in that the apprentices help to teach that. That's part of the apprenticeship programming that we've set up. And then we offer a whole host of workshops that range from 2 days to 3 weeks. So it could be the permaculture design certification class, or a timber frame construction class, or an earth building class, or a 3-day fermentation class. We have a whole host of offerings in that realm. And then we have just day workshops, or half day workshops. So people can come and visit us and stay with us and have a meal and learn how to make soap, for example, for a half a day. And then people can just come and stay with us. We're a lodge, so people can come and just stay and enjoy the surroundings. Most of our property is protected as a private wildlife refuge. Our property borders one of Costa Rica's newest national parks. There's swimming holes and waterfalls and trail systems throughout our property, which is just on the edge of a small rural community and kind of wedged in between there and the national parks. So we have all those offerings. And then I'll add also that we receive high school groups, college groups, university groups that come down and run through a custom design educational program based on university's needs, or the college's needs, or the high school needs. We also do a lot of gap programs as that becomes increasingly popular with kind of the 18 to 20-year-old demographic.
So yeah, I was gonna just ask you, what is the people that go there? How do they look like? Is like, we're talking about millennials, we're talking about kids, we're talking about grown-ups in 35, 45 years old. What exactly is that mix that you look like in there?
Yeah, it really runs the gamut. Increasingly, we're getting families. I think families more and more are looking for these types of educational vacations, you might say, looking to take their family somewhere to really enjoy nature and being outside and all that Costa Rica has to offer, but also having that educational component, which I think people are finding increasingly important. So families with infants and toddlers, right all the way up through workshop participants in their 60s and 70s, and sometimes even their 80s. So we really have a wide range of people coming through. I think maybe the one unifying characteristic perhaps in the folks that come through, though it's not universal, most people seem to have an interest in what it is that we're doing. They at least have some basic interest in sustainability or permaculture or the environment. There seems to be that one common thread with everybody coming through. It's a bit self-selective in that regard. We're quite rural. We're not that easy to get to. And so the people that do find us are coming to us because of the unique type of educational offering that we have, as well as it just being, off the beaten path. It's quiet. It's a small rural community. It's really authentic rural tourism on a lot of levels. And that's harder and harder to find in Costa Rica, which has, had a burgeoning tourism sector now for quite a few decades. And so it's a nice niche for us to be able to fill and offer.
Yeah, and you guys, I mean, from what I've seen in social media and what I see on your blogs and everything else, you guys are doing a great job about just developing that niche and getting people interested and involved. I gotta say, I mean, I'm very intrigued, but I seen so pictures of like huge bogs and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know if I can make that. I really don't know if I can stay there. If I'm eating and something like that just fly and sits next to me. So that's why, like, you laugh, but it's true. I'll be probably the first one running the opposite way. And that leads me to that next question, which is, when people are approaching you guys and they're like me, for example, approaching you and interested in, one of the things that I will be interested in will be the program of like the building structures with natural elements, which I see in so many pictures on your Instagram feed, and I don't think I'm very intrigued. And some structures, some walls are just beautiful, are like mind blowing to know that you're just doing this with natural elements and creating it with your hands and everything. So, what exactly can I expect by going to Mastatal? I mean, like I said, the big bugs are going to be there because I see the pictures. But what can I expect of that experience?
Yeah, well, as far as the lodging, we have a whole host of different options, some which are less conventional, I guess. We have some, open treehouse type bamboo structures that are, for the more adventurous, you might say. And then we have structures that are quite conventional, not with the materials that they're built with, because we build all of our structures using natural local materials. But as far as what you would find inside, four walls, screens, ceiling fans, beautiful plasters and finishes, and beautiful handmade sinks, and that's all part of our effort to kind of have something to offer everybody, because as you say, not everybody is down with the kind of the more rustic experience. And so over the years, we've really been trying to develop lodging options that feel a little bit safer and more comfortable for people. That said, there are plenty of people looking for kind of the more open, outdoorsy, experience, and we certainly have that as well. But our buildings, especially as of late, we really have wanted to create examples that feel more like what people are accustomed to coming from back home. I mean, different in that, of course, we're in the tropics, and the buildings are built out of earth right there from the site. But if you didn't tell somebody that building was built out of earth and finished with natural lime plasters, they wouldn't even know in most cases. And the rooms are comfortable, and we don't have air conditioning. It's, we're up in the mountains a little bit. Thankfully, it's a bit cooler, but our lodging options are extremely comfortable. We do ecologically recycle all of our human waste. So all of our toilets are either composting toilets or toilets that are flush toilets that feed a biodigester that produces methane that we use to cook with in our kitchen. And then as far as kind of the social experience, the dining experience, we eat together. It's a very family style, communal style meal. You can see right into our kitchen. You can see the meals getting prepped. You can interact with everybody at the ranch, all community members, my family, my daughter, and my wife. And it's a very open, inclusive environment. There's nothing that we're trying to keep secret or hide. And that communal experience, I think, is something that a lot of people really are looking for increasingly in their lives, especially in this time of pandemics and time of isolation. I think these these more communal experiences are becoming even that much more important as we realize how important that aspect of life is. Other than that, I think you would find it a lot less outside of your comfort zone than you might think. We do live on the edge of the rainforest, but our property is totally forested. The area is beautiful. The bugs really are minor issue, though they certainly do exist. I don't mean to suggest that they're not there at all, but compared to upstate New York in the summertime, there's far fewer mosquitoes where we are than I experience in the summertime in New York State. So it really is a comfortable environment.
I do believe you. I mean, I see in the pictures on your feeds, I see in the pictures on your website, like I said, and I am like, first of all, Costa Rica is one of the countries that is on my bucket list. I have very great friends, and I'm hoping that we can continue this interaction furthermore, as a friendship, I have very good friends in Costa Rica, and they are all telling me, when you come over, seriously, the frogs are going to be the last thing that you're going to think about, because everything is so beautiful that you're going to forget about that.
Yeah.
And it's just because my personally, I'm working towards, confronting that fear of the frogs and the big bugs that you guys have put pictures out there, which I'm like, holy cow, if I'm eating and that thing comes in, I don't know where I'm going to go. I think I'm going to be the first one running, but maybe not. Maybe I'll just see it and say, okay, hi, how are you? Thank
Yeah.
you for coming. It's a different experience.
Yeah.
Definitely it is. I mean, I come from the tropics. I'm originally from Dominican Republic. We have certain degree of forest, but not as much as in Costa Rica. And our biodiversity doesn't go as extent of a jungle and stuff like that, like Costa Rica does.
Right.
The weather is kind of similar. Our beaches is kind of similar. We do have mountains. We don't have natural monkeys that lives in our surrounding or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it's kind of the similar sense of the culture and the weather. So that gets me to my next question, is like, you mentioned back home, so I'm assuming most of your people that go to you lives in the United States, or you get it from everywhere in the world?
Yeah, we get visitors from all over the world. Costa Rica, a big part of their tourism is made up from tourists from the United States, just based on a long relationship and geographic location. So, um, probably 50 or 60% of our visitors come from the States, but we get visitors from all over the world. And certainly in the last few months, a lot of national tourism. Costa Rica has really been trying to promote national tourism, so we get a lot of in-country visitors as well. But yeah, we get people from all over the world.
Do you have, by any chance, one of those cool experiences with a group of people or within yourself that you can share with us, as saying, like, if you were here, something that is probably funny but at the same time mesmerizing about a moment in Rancho Mastatal that you can share with us?
I mean, it's a pretty magical place. I think people pretty commonly have transformational magical experiences. It's been my home for the last, for the last 2 decades. So, um, picking out a specific moment in time that could maybe encapsulate that. Um, I mean, I guess I'm drawing a little bit of a blank here, but the last time I was talking to someone on a Zoom call, I was swinging in the hammock in my house, looking out to the national park as the troop of white-faced monkeys came by, and a white hawk flew. And basically, this National Geographic moment right in front of me as I was trying to maintain my concentration and talk, looking out, basically kind of at that picture that you have here on the screen right there, as the white-faced monkeys moved through, and this huge white hawk, I'm not exactly sure what it was doing, but following this troop of monkeys. I don't know whether it was hunting or I'm not exactly sure, but that was a pretty special moment even for me after being there for so long. It's the rainforest, and it's just one of those environments where even the locals that have spent their whole life there are seeing creatures and seeing bugs that they've never seen before. And as the ecosystem in Mastatal offers, I guess, a reprieve for certain animals, we're seeing a lot of species move into the area, because in places like Quepos and Jaco and places that are getting a little bit more developed, I think the La Cangreja area and the Mastatal area really provides kind of a refuge for animals to start moving in. So we've seen 2 species of monkeys move in just since we've lived there, and just the natural beauty. So close to San Jose, really, we're not that far, is quite magical. And I guess I'll just also add the community component, as I mentioned before, kind of that authentic ability to interact with locals on a level that's not, I guess, as easily done anymore in Costa Rica, and the fact that we have this small rural community that really has embraced sustainability and embraced the environment and really sees the value in a standing tree over a fallen one, and all the, you know, the magical moments that can provide a visitor. So perhaps nothing specific, but that's kind of what comes to mind.
Well, you encapsulated beautifully. I mean, at the moment you just started describing the troop of monkeys and the white hawk, I mean, my whole mind just went directly into that picture, and I can imagine how hard it was for you to be able to keep up with a conversation while all these magical moments was happening surrounding you. It brings a smile to my face, and I'm sure that for everyone that has been listening to and watching this video also will be at that moment thinking, wow, that would be so cool. And like you said, it's one of those National Geographic moments that you see on documentaries that only a hidden camera at that moment will capture. I mean, Tim, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. I think that that you have provided us with a lot of information for us to think in another type, I will say, vacation, because you need to take time to be able to do these programs down there, either from your personal life or either from just your corporate life. You need to take a moment and say, okay, I want to learn this. And I think it's a great idea to be able to take this vacation and come back with a skill that not only will nurture the earth, but at the same time will nurture my soul, because I can just imagine being surrounded by the tropical forest, just the silence, just the fact that you guys don't have so much access to internet. That's a plus. Right now, that's a big plus. That's an amazing plus, and no surprising for me that parents are looking into bringing their kids into this type of environment. So it's a cultural learning experience for them. It's a different understanding of life and how can they live and how can they strive in within the planet, making it a better living. I would like to say thank you so much for taking this opportunity in your life to develop this program. I believe that we need more of this. One of the reasons that I was so interested in talking to you guys is because not knowing completely the concept, I do believe that we need more of this. If we can create one of this in every single spot around the world, maybe it will be a different type of education. It will be a different type of living in society. And you guys been doing this for almost 20 years. That's amazing. So I congratulate you. I want to show my appreciation from a nature lover to another one. And I'm looking forward to be able to tell you one day, Tim, I'm going there. I'm going to learn how to build natural buildings with natural elements. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Le esperamos.
Muchas gracias. And by the way, your Spanish is really, really good. And I was like, he said my name very well from the beginning. That's great. I love it. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys enjoy it. We are going to be sharing with everyone all the details on how to get in touch with Team O'Hara and their team of Rancho Mastatal, in case you're wondering and interested in going over there and joining any of the programs. Thank you so much, Tim, for your time. And
so
good luck returning back to El Campo, like you call it. And greetings to your wife and greetings to your kids and to your daughter. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you, Tim.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Tim, thank you so much for your time. That was lovely.
Thank you, Soribelli. I enjoyed it.
I'll send you the link with the video. I'll send you the link with everything. I will tag you guys on Instagram, put the link for the website. Seriously, I am like so interested in getting to know a little bit more. Right now, I mean, traveling is limited, but honestly, I'm looking forward when the things are open. My first thing will be to go to Costa Rica. I have to do a tour, like I said, because I have a few friends that want me to go, but I'll definitely let you know that I'll pass by just to see the installations and talk to you person there, because it seems beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Safe travels, Tim. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.